Welcome to the I Feel Honored podcast. In the next 20 minutes, Iris and me, Daan Olivier, will talk about the Erasmus School of Social and Behavioral Sciences Honors Program, which we've both participated. And we are actually very excited to tell you about the honors program in general, and also about a very interesting research project we have participated. So when you want to get informed about the honors program, or when you're doubting about participating in the honors program yourself, stay tuned for the next 20 minutes and listen to the I Feel Honored podcast. But first, Iris, could you introduce yourself?
Yes, I can. I'm Iris, and yesterday was my birthday, and now I'm 32.
Congratulations!
Wow. Thank you. I'm old, but
Yeah.
still going. I'm in the psychology. I'm a psychology student, and I'm going to my last year of my bachelor.
Your third year.
Yes.
Right. Well, and my name is Daan Olivier. I've actually just told you my name already. I'm in the public administration program. I'm also a second year student, and yeah, I'm also in the ESB honors program. I'm 28 years old. I've actually started studying pretty late because I've had a sports career before, got injured, and now I'm actually working towards a new life. And yeah, it's cool actually being a student and trying to learn something and use my brains. Yeah, and in the next 20 minutes, we're gonna talk about the honors program of the ESB. Just trying to tell you how we've both enjoyed this program, which was pretty special because it was in the Corona pandemic. So we haven't met each other in real, actually, only by Zoom.
It's pretty weird.
And we're actually also, yeah, it's pretty weird. But yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk through the program, and it was actually very interesting. But first, Iris, what do you think of the ESB honors program so far?
Well, I like the program a lot, and there were some meetings that I liked more than others. Like the program about the migration procedure, but I think we are going to talk about that later. Well, for me, the program was not something that I participated in because of academic considerations, but just for my personal growth, actually.
Wow, and in what perspective were you trying to grow personally?
Well, because I knew that it was a program in English, so there we go again. But for me, that's already a big step to try to, communicate in English. And well, that's a small part why I participate, but and I wanted to see what I could get from this program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were also talking about the interesting topics about migration, which you thought was very interesting. I actually agree, because the migration dissertation, we have to talk our listeners through that. It was about how the IND, the Dutch Immigration Service, how that migration procedure works, and that people are actually treated like bureaucratic files. And the immigration procedure, as I experienced it, is based on suspicion. At least that was how the dissertation was written. What was written in the dissertation, but also how the theater was about. And I got shocked personally. I don't know how about you, but I thought, how can we treat like human species like this?
Yes, it was. But I like the fact that science and art came together. That's what I like the most about it.
Yeah, that's actually, yeah, it made me really think about how can we treat people like this. At least that was my emotional reply. But then our professor also asked, like, what would be the solution to this problem? And I actually had no answer. Like, I just don't know, and that was frustrating me a lot.
Yes, especially because we take it for granted till now that it's happening like this, but we haven't thought about a solution. So that's a bit weird, actually.
Yeah, I mean, immigration is a big societal discussion anyway, but yeah, it's unbelievable how complex this problem is, and yeah, there should be a better solution than treating human species as a bureaucratic file. And yeah, maybe we should consider that the world is for everyone. I mean, that's my emotional reply on this, and I think just the foundation about this system we are in. Yeah, I just don't agree with that.
No, I would like to ask you something else, because I'm interested in your opinion about the combination of theater and well, science, if you can say it like that.
I think it's a very good solution to explain science to a broader public, because actually, reading a scientific paper is not that attractive at all. But watching this theater, I think it really explains and really makes you feel how how the system works, what is written in that scientific paper. The only problem is maybe that when someone makes this produces this theater, that person always does it with a certain perspective, with a certain view, and maybe it could hurt the objective or the objectivity of the scientific paper. Maybe that's the only thing I'm worried about.
Yes, it depends on the purpose of a theater production.
Yeah, exactly.
So a dissertation is of course objective, but well, theater is not, I think.
No, but yeah, it was a very interesting subject, and also when we are talking about interesting subjects, the climate change subject was also shocking. That, I mean, it was also a topic with multiple theories and perspectives, what actually this whole honors program was about. And it really made me realize that this program is so complex and so intertwined with many societal problems, as we have also seen with the migration dissertation, that I thought like, whoa, this is a big problem we should solve.
Well, I think I missed that meeting.
Oh,
really? Yeah, it's a shame, but
yeah,
you're very enthusiastic about it.
yeah. I mean, climate change is one of the topics I'm very worried about. But I really thought, beforehand that we could solve it with technical solutions and maybe change the system a little bit. But yeah, this meeting was also about slavery and the capitalistic problems, which are really part of this problem. And I was like, whoa, yeah, we should really change our way of thinking. Actually, which was also my conclusion about the migration topic. So it really, and why are we discussing this? Because this program really opened my world. Like, I really started thinking about topics and I think it was also very interesting to see how a psychology student looks to a certain problem, and how I, as a public administration program, looks to a certain problem.
Yeah, those different perspectives are very interesting.
Yeah, and then we actually go to the next topic, which is about our research internship. Yeah, we should introduce it first, maybe a bit. We were both participating in an HRM research internship, which we had to do for the honors program, and we could really help with a work-private balance research project in the public sector, which was very relevant because of Corona. And I don't know how about you, but how did you experience this research project?
Well, from the start, I was very curious about doing qualitative research because so far in my psychology study, we have been dealing with quantitative research. And because of my background in journalism and I have some experience with interviewing, so I was very curious how this data was used in qualitative research.
And so to tell our listeners, we were actually coding and reading interviews of public sector employees, multiple public sector organizations, about the work-private balance in general, but also focused on the corona pandemic and how working from home really influenced the work-private balance of those employees.
And it's good actually, that you explain this.
Yeah,
I just forgot.
Actually, it was very for us it's so. We were so focused on this project we think our listeners know already, but they should.
No, the interviews were already conducted, and we had to code these interviews.
Yeah,
and interpret.
And how? Personally, when I coded those interviews and I was reading those interviews, I really thought like, oh, I'm not the only one who is suffering from working from home and missing social contacts, and just only participating in Zoom meetings. So it felt also pretty familiar.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
For me, it made me think about how I was doing because until that point, I hadn't talked about it. I did not think about it.
Yeah. So, and why was it also important that we did this research? Probably this project will help giving tools for building a more future-proof working environment. And as Churchill once said, "Never waste a good crisis." Right? We should really learn from this crisis. And I think people also have experienced that working from home isn't that bad anyway, and it could save you a lot of hours being stuck in traffic and during rush hour. So, there are both positive and negative sides, and I think a hybrid solution looks the most favorable, right? At least personally, and what I've seen from the interviews.
I think that we will see more changes in the workplace, and that hybrid working will be the future anyway.
Yeah. So now we actually we've had an interview with our with our supervisor, Samantha Metzelaar. She's a PhD candidate from the Erasmus University in Rotterdam, and she supervised us during the HRM research project. We've actually learned a lot from Samantha, and we've asked her some questions that you could really get a sense about what we've done and what was the purpose of this project. Now my colleague Iris will start asking some questions about this research.
Well, hi Samantha, thank you for being here. Why did you start conducting this research?
Well, this is a research project that started in 2018, and the broader perspective is about flexible working. So that means working anywhere, anytime, rather than only working at the office all the time. And the idea is that employees, even before the corona pandemic, were expected to align the time and place of their work to their work activities. And more organizations were working this way. So that highlighted the relevance of the topic to really examine what the consequences are of this way of working. And among other things, we look at the consequences for work-life balance and the performance of employees. It all started from the growing interest in the way of working that is central here. And due to Corona, the topic even got more interesting for both us as researchers as to the public.
Thank you. Yeah, so nowadays this topic is really relevant, actually, with the Corona pandemic, and we are all working from home. How was it actually for you to work together with multiple students? I think we were with 3 honor students. Also during this pandemic, because we've never met each other in real.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes when you realize that, it's really weird to think that you got to know each other better and better over the course of the project. But at the same time, like you said, you never have seen each other in real. So that sometimes, makes it kind of weird. But yeah, I think we have accomplished quite a lot. And for me to work with several students really helped me to get, this new insight from you on our topic, on our data, the so-called fresh look you have on things. So that was really helpful for us to get that additional information and that additional views that you brought to the project. So apart from hoping that we were able to learn you something about different aspects of research, that we've also learned a lot from you and your perspectives.
Well, thank you. For us, it was also, I think, a bit weird to not have seen you in real life. But I hope to meet you once in person. And what's for you the most interesting part of the research, and why?
I think because, as I mentioned, we started in 2018, so before Corona. And what really made it interesting was the impact of Corona on our research, because in a way it was some kind of natural intervention in our research project, because suddenly everybody had to work from home and so on and so on. I think we are all familiar with that now. But for us, it really gave the opportunity to get a deeper insight in the consequences of working from home, but in the broader perspective, the consequences of a crisis like this on employees and their well-being. So we were also able to examine which people thrive in a situation like this and which people are more struggling, and what is the cause of this. So for me, that was a really interesting part, that we, even though it's a horrible situation we've been through the last couple of years, I might say, but for us, for the research project, it brought some really interesting parts as well. So, and also the interest from the public was growing, or it felt like that was growing, because suddenly everybody could relate to the topic. Everybody was getting more familiar with the topics we are interested in, which was also reflected in the reactions we got from the public. So yeah, for me that was really the positive of a negative situation, if I could say it like that.
Well, thank you for your answer. And I want to ask you the final question. I know what will be done with the findings, but can you tell us what will be done with the findings of the research?
On the one hand, we're still trying to provide more insight in the consequences of flexible working in general, also based on the data we gathered before the coronavirus. We also hope to help organizations in paving the way to the future, because we have this information on how people are experiencing both flexible working as it was before Corona, as well as how they experienced it when they had to work from home all the time. To give an example, we are having conversations with the organizations about employees' needs when it comes to working hybridly, as they're calling it now. It's still the same as flexible working, but a new term.
Sounds better.
But we're talking with those organizations about what people need and what they want for the future when they have to probably work from home more than they did before. Because, yeah, as the news says, it will probably not go away, and working from home will not go away. So with the data we have, we try to provide more insights in, okay, what do people want? What people do want to work more in the office, and what people are perfectly fine with working from home all the time, to provide insights in what the organizations could do in the future, what they should do in their office to really facilitate people in their needs on the days that they are at the office, and what they need when they are in the office. So in that way, we are trying to help the organization solve the puzzle of the hybrid working, how it should look like in the future, and we try to assist there.
Well, thanks a lot. And as they say, never waste a good crisis. So hopefully we can learn from this crisis and create a better work environment ourselves. And hopefully we can meet in the future in real and have a drink on campus. Thanks a lot for this research project. And when I talk for myself, it was very interesting and I've learned a lot. Probably Iris too.
Yes, really. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really.
Well, that was interesting talking to Samantha about this research internship, and I'm actually really thankful that we've could participated in this internship. It was great working together with Samantha and also with Laura, the honors of the HRM professor, and I enjoyed it. How about you, Iris?
Yes, I enjoyed it too. And they were both very kind and helpful, and they helped us going through the research step by step. I like the fact that we could take part in all the steps and still are taking part.
Yeah, because we're actually going to write a paper, or
yes,
going to help writing a paper. Yeah, it's cool because our name will be on this paper, which is
published.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's very exciting. Yeah, it's very exciting actually, and I haven't thought like 2 years ago that my name would be on a paper about the work-private balance in Corona. Yeah, we haven't thought that Corona would happen anyway, but now we're here.
No, you couldn't have thought about that.
No, that was.
But will it be your first publication?
Yeah, it will be my first. Yeah. So it's I'm very excited about it, and I mean it also makes me it makes me feel very honored. Actually, we're coming back to the name of this podcast. Yeah. Now we're actually working.
So you're proud.
I'm proud. Yeah, I'm a proud man. A proud honor student.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah. Well, we're actually working towards the closing of this podcast, and I personally really hope that you will join the honors program next year because it's great, and I also really hope for you that the meetings will be physically again, because I think discussions on Zoom are all right, but discussions in real are way better, and there will be nice dinners, and so hopefully next year normal again. And Iris, what's the message you would like to give our future honor students?
Well, that's pretty simple, because I want to give the message that they should try to enjoy everything that comes their way in this program, but also just in life.
Wow, that's very wise words.
Yes, it sounds wise. Yes.
Yeah. It sounds
and what's
great.
your message?
That you should really get out of your comfort zone and should be open to multiple perspectives, and yeah, try to be social, try to be open of those multiple perspectives and learn from other persons. And in the end, I want to thank Angelique and Brian for this great honors program and for this great year. Hopefully they will be there next year again, so you could enjoy those two great people. And I'm thankful.
Yes, I would like to do a little shout out to Angelique, because she helped me a lot behind the scenes when I had some anxiety issues. So that was great, and I want to mention that. So thank you, Angelique, and Brian, of course.
Well, we will say them in person next week when we have the closing of this honors program. And yeah, when you have any questions, you can always ask us. You can find us on LinkedIn or whatever, and just be open and enjoy this program like we did.